Hello everyone! So, Stellaris, Nemesis and the 3.0 patch released today, and I managed to purchase it ahead of time. Not sponsored, not bought out by Paradox in any way, just an average person, average fan playing the game. So, let's get on and get started. I did take some time ahead earlier to actually go through and create some custom empires, and one of them I'm going to be starting out with today. So not very imaginative name, I just honestly clicked the randomize name button. But we have a xenophobic, militarist and materialist lithoid race. Exceedingly strong, exceedingly industrious, but however they are barbaric despoilers, which basically means I am going to be on my own because they cannot form any kind of migration treaties, federations, and is just going to basically be a complete arsehole to the rest of the galaxy. That is going through, and okay, let's get started with the game. So my typical settings, I tend to have the galaxy on huge, but I do dial down the number of AI empires that are available, a few advanced AI starts, but I completely turn off Marauder empires because I just find them to be more of a pain than anything else. Crisis strength at 1.5 times, crisis type is going to be random. That is an option that was added with the 3.0 patch, in which if you find out that you for some reason have been getting one of the crises above all of the others, then you can actually choose to have a specific crisis in your game. Mid-game year start 2300, endgame 2400, victory year 2500. Again, my default settings where that seems to be working for me. Commodore difficulty. Others are pretty much normal. I have every single DLC, species pack, all of that. And we are going to be working on Iron Man mode, which basically means one game, one save, and that is it. So let's get started. So, how's everyone's day been today? I, well, tried making a curry, and let's just say that, well, the rice was overdone, the chicken was underdone, and the naan bread was about the only thing that was actually moderately edible. So, as we load into the game, we have as the lithoids the calamitous birth, which basically means that the pre-sapient ancestors arrived on a vast meteorite which slammed into the home planet, and we emerged from that. So we are in the east-northeast sector of the galaxy. We have, looks like, choke points, maybe a couple of choke points there, but again, with Nemesis and 3.0 patch, they have completely reworked the first contact aspects, so no longer will you immediately see where everyone else is in the galaxy, how large their empires sprawl. You will get to know that information over time, rather than immediately doing so. And also, when you do get first contact, you can choose to proceed to it in a number of different ways. Whether you're going to be diplomatic and peaceful, or as in my case, we're probably going to be starting up wars, doing alien dissections, and basically just trying to be domineering the entire thing. So setting up some research options, I'm going to go for administrative AI over quantum theory because yes, getting 20% physics research from researchers is good. The plus 5% to research speed across the board is going to be better. Again here, okay, society research, plus 20%, and this one is Yeah, okay, engineering research. Although as lithoids we do not produce any food because we instead eat minerals. And a little trick I picked up from a couple of things: start the game, sell all of your consumer goods, and use that to buy up yourself, not technology, I was hovering over the right thing, leaders. Recruit yourself a second scientist, go to your shipyard, build another science ship, and then send your first one out to explore while your second one's being built. So, as we have our home planet as a lithoid crater, we have habitability minus 50%, but because as lithoids we get plus 50% to a world, that means our home world is still 100% habitability. And we do also have the reworked planetary view here now, and we have this new thing called an industrial district. We also have the planet production and planet deficit in a bit more of a prominent area, including how we actually see the breakdown of what goes on, what we're producing, what we're deficient in. And buildings are, no longer limited by population numbers. That again has also been reworked. And that is one thing that, well, as before, it was pretty much just a complete straight line where population would just grow and grow and grow. Now it's more of an S-curve where it starts off slow, builds up, and then starts to level off again. So this, I believe in the patch notes they said it would reduce the population by about 50% galaxy wide, which should help some people with their late game performances. So we have, I'm not quite sure if this is going to be a good checkpoint or not. I'll bump up the speed because we do have potential people coming in from other places. Our other science ship has been available from way too long, so I'll send that off in the opposite direction. So again, this is what I tend to do. It's like I build up 2 or 3 science ships, send them off in various corners of the galaxy just to see what's out there, see who's around, and then if I find any good things, like if I found a very habitable planet for some areas, then I would immediately start researching and surveying that area to try and lock it down. Or if I found any kind of like first contact with other alien species, then I'd also interact with that and get that research going. So again, we have over 200 energy. We can go for another scientists. We hit 100 alloys, we can go for another science ship. So there's another aspect up there. I don't like that. That's 3 different areas we could potentially come in contact with other races from. So send that up there, send that up there. A new science ship pops in, select that, and I'm going to send this one up here just to survey quickly. And we have a new tradition available almost as default. I pick Discovery just because, to me, unless you find yourself in a really cramped area with a load of aliens around you or other empires, then it tends to make sense to go for Discovery, so you can actually go around and find all the different potential anomalies and the like that are around, especially when, like I play here, this is the maximum galaxy size but with 20% fewer than the maximum number of empires. So generally, unless you happen to spawn right next to someone else, you do have a bunch of space to go around, and picking up a few planets here and there. Exactly what they are doesn't matter if they're savanna, arid, continental, ocean, whatever. Lithoids have a plus 50% to their habitability, so we can... oh good. So we can pretty much settle everywhere. And this bit up here, I'm glad I went up and had a quick look. That is a dead end. So no, we do not have any potential for anyone coming up there. Ooh, okay, that is new. That icon is different. So we have the Alpha Menace, and we have made first contact with an unknown race, and that is a science ship. I believe that is a planetoid ship. Now, one of my custom races does use the planetoids ship model. They are a hive mind planetoids, so that could be them, or it could be a completely random species. But here is the new first contact screen. So, Alpha Menace. We have made first contact with mysterious aliens in the Moss Haven system. For now, we have codenamed them Alpha Menace, rather, until we can find out more about them. If they possess a language, we should decipher it so we can assess how much of a threat they pose. And if you're coming into this, you probably recognise at least some of this from the Ancient Relics pack, where you have the dice rolls, ability to assign someone, and phases lasting for first contact here 30 days. So let's assign ourselves our envoy and let's let that tick by. So we'll come back to that later, and let's be able to see if we know who they are. So, first contact protocols. Our recent encounter with alien life forms has reignited and made suddenly more urgent the old debate on how we should approach contacting any potentially intelligent alien civilizations we may meet. While some advocate taking hostile preemptive action against them, others advise caution, pointing out that it would be wise to learn more about the aliens' capabilities before we risk antagonizing them. Now, if we were any kind of xenophile, we might be able to go with the open option. So we shall greet the Xeno with open arms, so cannot attack neutral entities. Other empires will find it easier to establish communication with us, and we gain 50% more influence from each successful first contact process. We can do it is wise to be cautious, so we cannot attack neutral entities. Other nations will find it harder to establish communications with us, and negative first contact events are less likely to happen to us. Or we can go for the third option. We must ward off those who would threaten us, so we can attack neutral entities, and this enables hostile first contact options such as abduction and dissection. So, do we go for cautious or do we go for aggressive? I was thinking we go for aggressive because one of the things I was thinking with setting up a xenophobic empire was that we would be antagonistic to the rest of the galaxy. So yes, I think we will choose that option. So that ship is heading back down. Oh, I completely forgot about my construction ship here. By default, the game has some of the resources. You can see here, as I'm pressing the Alt button, you can see some items in green. Those are resources in that system that have already been collected via having a either a research station or a mining station built over it. But there are some that are available that you can actually go and do yourself, just as a little thing to let you know how to do it. So this up here looks like a dead end, and we have a shoot off there. Oh, okay. Stagnant ascendancy, so this looks like one of the fallen empires, and they are fanatical xenophile. It's like, cruel, how delightful. We hadn't expected to encounter you for a few centuries yet. So we can respond positively. As fellow star explorers, we salute you, which will give us positive or friendly relations. We do not take kindly to your sort, which is we shall seek to distance ourselves, or keep out of our way, or we will make you, which is we shall prepare for hostilities. I will go for the middle one. So, news: we have encountered intelligent alien life. Strange xenos have achieved a level of technology far beyond our own. So, they appear to have been spacefaring for thousands of years, possibly even longer. I will be interested to see that, if this is a fallen empire, if that text changes with someone else. I'm anticipating it will do so. Yes, there we go. Fortunately for us, their kind appear to be a decrepit and stagnating species. So, as we can see here, we have our first little glimpse at their empire. So, we have no idea how far it stretches. And if we look in here, unlike before, it's like we have an intel level of 10. So changing at a rate of 1 per month to a maximum of 10, probably because we don't have anything actually set for that. So we know very little about their government, nothing about their diplomacy, economy, technology, or military. So we basically have a huge bunch of question marks over everything. We know their diplomacy stance is dormant, which basically means they don't care about anything else. We don't know their fleet power, their technology level, their economy. We don't know any of their civics. Basically, all we know is they're reptilian. They have, there we go, a desert preference. And we basically know that their ruler has plus food and plus pop growth speed, and minus edict cost and plus edict duration. And that is all we know about them. That is our first alien race. So now that we know that they are there, I'm going to send this science ship down there. Let's see. How is that one doing? That one's doing alright. And that one's heading back down here. And yeah, basically I'm going through and exploring all of this, and I'm just trying to find where all the choke points are. So we've got that one here, which I don't think had a planet. We've got this one here, which is a little annoying because we've got people coming in from 2 sections, but those should be reasonably manageable, so I may get another science ship out. Just do that because I completely forgot. Get another science ship out. Recruit another scientist, and we have our first breakthrough on our first contact. Although we have been unable to discover much about the mysterious vessel in the Mosthaevon system, the most convincing current hypothesis, based upon its behaviour and the patterns of the still undecipherable signals we have been intercepted from it, is that it belongs to a previously unknown spacefaring civilization. We are redoubling our efforts to translate their language so that communications can be established. And we could try and nab some of them for closer investigation, but does require a non-military Alpha Menace vessel within sensor range. So I wonder if we could send that science ship back to there, whether that would actually allow us to see if we can abduct one of the aliens for investigation, experimentation, all those lovely, lovely words. Yes. Okay, we don't even need to go back to where we actually had the first contact because there is one here. So there we go. We will attempt to disable and seize their vessel. They will likely be outraged at this course of action. So we have a breakthrough chance of 0%, but we have a 90% chance of granting insights. And let's see. And we have another first contact. Do we have here? That looks like just a general station. So, and we have a second envoy available, so I'm going to assign someone else to do that, and they are down here. Okay. So this may be a little bit more. Okay, wow, that was very, very intimidating. So we may be in a bit more of a busy area of space than I was necessarily anticipating, but thankfully I don't have anything right on my doorstep like I did when I was playtesting a couple of empires for this. So the previous one that I had, there was well, I managed to spawn right next to a 3-member hegemony, like right on my doorstep, and that was fun bumping up against them. So crystalline asteroids, I think that is just a general item of interest. So that I will just put to the side. This science ship, instead of sending it out to explore, I am actually going to send it to start surveying the systems that are all close by to us. There and there, just to start off with. So we can go through. And this actually. Okay, this. Yes, okay, whatever. Whoever is living here, yep. Yes, this may, yes, Mandasura, this is one of my previous empires. So I know, well, I know most of what they're like. They are a hive mind plantoid species. I can't remember, I don't think they are very militaristic, so unfortunately for them, they may be the first one that we go up to war against. So, planetary build speed. Governor gained trait. Whispers and rumours concerning possible ties to organised crime has surrounded Governor Sun Batun for some time. Dismiss these claims as malicious libel, but recent evidence suggests there may be. Oh no. Oh no. Gain the corrupt trait, which means crime on our home planet is at plus 25. That is thankfully only 19% for us, but I may consider. Do we actually? So we have. Yes, precinct houses, so I could go ahead and build one of those, and that will reduce crime by -50, but unless it gets really, really out of hand, I would prefer not to do so. And as a lithoid species, because of the asteroid impact, we do actually have a few buried lithoids that we can start to excavate. Industrial wasteland give us max agriculture districts +2, means nothing to us, we don't eat food, we eat minerals. And searing desert max generator districts, so yes, let's go ahead and start excavating that as well while we go around. Alien ship captured. After a brief struggle in which we sustained minimal casualties, we overwhelmed the crew of the exploratory vessel of the Alpha Menace and forced them to surrender. The plantoid aliens fought with remarkable coordination, almost as if guided by a single mind, yes, a hive mind, until as one they suddenly ceased to resist. Since then they have appeared aimless and confused. We can only posit that they were drones of some sort of hive mind. Now that we hold both their ship and what remains of their crew hostage, we can set to work studying their technology, and see any interrogative methods that should probably be, and see if any interrogative methods may yield any... Okay, that sentence does not feel right, but never mind. So, shall we simply interrogate them, or shall we vivisect them? Yeah, let's vivisect them. Yes, they are indeed one of, like, this is the first custom empire I made. It's like I got to grips with the game using the United Earth, you know, like just the default empire, but this was the first one. This was the first one that I made, and I adored them. It's like, so in Stellaris, if you're not aware, you can have
away from enemy fleet.
Fleeing from... Yes, I'm surprised. We are pretty much cutting up one of your kind. But anyway... what I was trying to say. So, when I actually playtested the hive mind plantoid species, I ended up with the Bowl as my, like, the precursors. There are 6 different precursors that you can actually have in the game, and as far as I can tell, those are all rolled randomly. So I was quite surprised to have the one that was effectively the same plantoid hive mind. Unfortunately, it didn't have any kind of like special text or special event with it, which I was slightly disappointed about. But yeah, the Bow, at the moment at least, is my favourite precursor race, so fingers crossed we'll get something of interest. So yes, I am just honestly just ploughing my way through the discovery tree. There's nothing too special about it. The survey speeds increased, research stations, it's like research alternatives, extra levels for your users, and just general stuff to obviously help. And blue laser, gotta get my weapons up. So, alien study complete. We have concluded our study of the Alpha Menace aliens we recently captured. It would appear that they are indeed organised as a hive mind, with individual drones lacking autonomy or agency. Although they proved unuseful subjects for interrogation, this became a moot point as we began to cut them open. We now know much about their internal functions of their nuclei, sensory stalks, tendrils and other body parts, giving our genetics researchers valuable xenobiological data. Though it took a bit longer than we might have hoped, the biological knowledge we gained and the various clues scattered about the captured vessel allowed us to crack their language and their computer codes. We now know how to communicate with their parent empire, the Mandasura Collective, if needed, and have considerable intelligence to deploy against them should it prove necessary. So we have gained 20 influence, ends the first contact procedure with the Mandasura Collective, 510 Society research collected. Our knowledge of their internal organs will be of use during espionage operations, and intel on the Mandasura Collective set to 35. So, the loss of our drones is no great loss to the Mandasura Collective, but the readiness of your species to resort to violence has been noted. We will not tolerate any further actions of this kind, and as before, we will go with the middle cautious option, just in case they are one of the ones that has a more advanced start. So, and that is the first contact investigation of the Alpha Menace done. So we can click on here, and we have, So despite having a lot more intel points than on the Fallen Empire, we still basically do not know anything. So let's see, what can we do? We can build a spy network where we can basically send the envoy that we were using to investigate the whole first contact thing. Yes, let's send us an envoy. So they have closed their borders. Looks like it is actually both ways, unlike before where it was a system where one empire could have their borders close to you, but you could have yours open to them so that they could go through your space, but you couldn't go through theirs. So, oh, that was quick. Spy network established. We have received our first clandestine report from Spy Master Bunlon Okflon inside the Mandasura Collective. This marks the foundation of our first spy network within the Xeno Empire, ideally positioned to warn us of their alien and duplicitous schemes. Okay, so one thing that all of that intelligence has given us is that it's shown us that, yeah, the Mandasuras are basically one planet. They are essentially in the same place as we are, just started out exploring the galaxy. And we have options to expand and take over their areas. So, as we have one of the science ships that I sent out earlier has been scanning some places, we now have the opportunity to start growing our empire space. So, ancient structure, we have detected some kind of utterly massive space installation drifting quietly at the edge of the Paya system. It is... okay, no, it is not in the centre of the galaxy game. Paya... okay, that is not... okay, am I just completely missing it? Quite possibly. Because I cannot see anything named the Paya and... oh. Anyway, so we have detected some kind of utterly massive space installation drifting quietly at the edge of the Paya system. Although preliminary scans show it to be very old, the structure has an intense power signature. Several smaller structures can be seen floating near the main installation, and all of them appear to be heavily armed. If we are to learn the true nature of this ancient relic, oh, okay, it might be something from the ancient relics pack then, we will likely have to overpower its defences through force of arms.
Science ship under attack.
Okay. Right. Damn. Okay, so that was where the Paya system was, right down here. So there is something in this galaxy, or in this system, which is dangerous. So, that is going to be aggravating, and I do not have a sublight space person. No, and I really hated this early in the game. Just basically throwing away energy to try and find a half-decent admiral, but we will set this person who has the cautious trait, which gives a plus 22 ship weapon range, and okay, so I will need 400 alloys, so off to the market we go and sell off game. Sell off a few minerals, just enough so that we actually stay at the 0.7 range, and buy a few more. The ISS Reshlan has discovered a previously volatile melts, which is, oh, that is right next to us. Nice. So we will definitely pounce on that. So sell a few more minerals because we are gaining 38 a month. We don't have to worry about too much about making sure that we keep some in stock. And this one, we can reinforce the fleet and take our numbers up from 3 corvettes to 7. Okay, so this is the first of the precursor chain events, and our precursor is the Cybrex. Seem to have been made up of machines that were linked together in some sort of collective consciousness. They were active some 600,000 years ago in this portion of the galaxy at least, but we have learned nothing of their exact origins. So that starts up the Cybrex event chain, and we have found a few minor artifacts. So minor artifacts, this was one of the things that was changed. So we have society management, where you've been seeing me flick back to the traditions a few times when we have this bar is filled up and I can select a new one. But we also now have this relics option. So we have 3 minor artifacts. So if we had 25, we could discover a precursor insight, which will give us a location of a precursor site, and we can get more knowledge into the Cybrex, which you can see here. It's like Cybrex artifacts recovered, 0 out of 6. We can decide to exhibit 2 of them as a museum, though that is a planetary decision, which is under the planet decisions, and here we have right at the bottom, though we will need at least 1 culture worker to be able to do that. And I'm just unfortunately seeing crimes, crept up to 20%, so I may just decide to say, nope, you're out. Although, yes, I spent all my energy getting some alloys to upgrade my navy, didn't I? Good job remembering that. Good job. So, mysterious spacefarers. This is the Gamma Menace first contact option, although we've been unable to discover much about the mysterious vessel in the Loisar system. The most convincing current hypothesis is blah 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 blah, spacefaring civilization. Send this ship back up to see if we can try and claim anyone. And oh my lord, that is taking forever to build the starbase there. I was thinking, it should be done by now. No, it is not. It is not. So yeah, I definitely think Gossok here is going to be our choke point up against the Mandasuras, and then whatever is down here. Anomaly, leave that for someone else. Do we have... Okay, anomaly discovery chance plus 10%.
Accretion complete.
Okay, we do not have someone that is researching anomalies and the like. And there we go, we have our first station outside of our home planet. So, admittedly, there's nothing overly interesting about that. The only thing we need to keep an eye on is the Empire Sprawl. We have only a tiny amount of 50, which is honestly not much. Once I start scanning through and putting stations on a few of these, we're gonna go over that, and there are penalties that are applied, but nothing that is too onerous, at least in my opinion. So we have 1 unemployed pop on our home planet, and I'm thinking our energy's good, our minerals are good. It might be an idea to actually build the first of our industrial districts when we have enough minerals, because that will give us not only +2 housing, which we are honestly fine on anyway, but it will give us 1 artisan job, which will turn minerals into consumer goods, and also 1 metallurgist job, which will turn minerals into alloys. So that requires 12 minerals a month, but we are making 36, so when we get up to 500 minerals, we can come back here, build that, and be absolutely fine. Alternatively, if I really wanted to, I could put in an alloy foundry, which is solely metallurgist jobs, but wouldn't give us any housing. So I do wonder if some of these things are going to require like some tweaks. Oh, that is interesting. Bioreactor. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but it feels a bit Not quite sure if I'd really want that, because we have 2 agricultural districts which are like hidden because we've got some blockers, and that's, I don't know, maybe if we had like some biological pops or something else we might go for that, but not for now. Resource silos, no, I don't really want to waste time or waste space on that when we seem to be okay. So yeah, we don't really have any minerals to do anything. I could get no, I can't really get rid of those sprawling slums because that would give us a second unemployed population. I could get rid of the industrial wasteland in about a month when we get 300 energy, but that just, yeah, I'll probably just leave that till the end because that is nothing really necessary. An extradition, adoption, and just continue on with that. And just continue going through. First contact, we have, yes, we have a ship, science ship close by, I believe that is. Let's see if we can get closer look at it. Yeah, I have no idea what I have no idea what ship type that is. I do have a second custom empire which uses the mammalian style ship, but I don't think it's that one. Oi. But yeah, things are pretty quiet at the moment, which is something that I admittedly quite like because it allows me a bit of time to have a look over things, see how they're doing, and just, well, see what this galaxy has in store, which, as we've seen, we have the Cybex precursors. So I can't quite remember, is that the one that potentially gives you nanomachines, or I think I may just be completely off on that. But anyway, we have another strategic resource. Oh my lord. So we have 2 volatile motes down here and we have 1 rare crystal up here. Basically this is 1 jump from our home system and this is 2 jumps. That is, yes, 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 yes. That is going to be interesting when we get the technology out to be able to mine those. So what else?
Anomaly found.
Another anomaly, leave that.
Construction complete.
So you are and let's just send you down here, see if anything else interesting turns up. This one here, we are waiting for that. We have a 70% chance for that to end in success. Oh, and we have a new alien species down there. Yep, we were able to disable the exploratory vessel of the Gamma Menace, but oh, they committed suicide rather than permit themselves to be captured. So I wonder if they're a more militaristic race. And despite their hasty last-minute efforts to wipe their computer systems and rig the ship to explode, their vessel is still very much intact. So, yep, that is going to continue on, and we can release this ship to start exploring down here. So, and then this one. Yes, how do we get more Elm Boys? So, we really want another one if we want to investigate those aliens. Okay, adaptability, though that would again be 2 additional traditions to take. No, doesn't look like it. So unfortunately we may have to wait for the one that's assigned here to finish their work, and then we can send them over here. New research. Yeah, naval capacity. Yep, we need to start defending ourselves because we have no idea what's out there. Hopefully they're just gonna let us pass through. Be on our way. Because I would hate to lose someone like this way beyond the borders. So we have, yes, this up here. This is probably going to have to be our additional choke point for that area. 'Cause annoyingly, it does loop round. And you are apparently taking the really, really, really long way around. Why? Why?
Construction complete.
Anyway, build a research station. Concluded our study of the vessel we recently captured from the Gamma Menace. The absence of a living crew made our investigation challenging. Fortunately, they left behind enough material for our linguists to gradually decipher their language and identify them as the United Raxicodium Confederation. We were able to study their ship's technology, which has helped our researchers uncover some novel new approaches to our own research problems. So we gained 209 physics research, intel on the United Raxicodium Confederation set to 25, and 20 influence gained.
Communications established with potentially softer life forms.
So we have, they are also authoritarian, xenophile, and materialist. So we will tell them again, keep to yourselves, aliens. Yep, keep to yourselves. And that, oh, game paused. So they are there, okay. And they are apparently cooperative. But, so, yes, first contact completed. Yes, new archaeological site. Yes, they've closed their borders to us. So, if we then send that one there, and if we keep this hopefully around this area, then we might be able to get some information on them. So, where can you go? Where can you go? I think you honestly might be better off. So where did I? Yeah, so I think you are better off coming back here. Survey that. And just basically make sure we have our immediate area locked down. We have 700 minerals, so yes, we can go ahead and build our first industrial district. And yeah.
Construction complete.
I think I'm really going to need to build a precinct when we get a few more unemployed pops, because that 23% is not sitting right with me. Do I do that, or do I just recruit a new governor? I think I honestly may just recruit a new governor. Yep. Bye. You're gone. Bye. Just excuse me opening up a can of soda. So, what do we have down here? We have a couple of spikes coming off here, so there might be, annoyingly, another coordination around here. And, yep. Okay, that does not look like that is a humanoid species, so they are around here somewhere. The construction ship. If you move here in anticipation of the surveying being done on that area. So yeah, this may be a bit more
System geology charted.
of a tiny bit more crowded area than I was anticipating. Go on, right click, build starbase. New tradition, not that I'm really caring, I just want to rush through that so we can get our first ascension perk. So, aliens captured Delta Menace. So, a brave team of covert special forces has escaped Delta Menace territory with a captured cargo vessel they intercepted in the PLOV system. Along with the ship's crew, largely taken alive, much of the vessel's hardware and computer systems were also spared major damage. Though the operation went without a hitch and our operatives were able to escape without pursuit, it is probably too much to hope for that the Delta Menace remains ignorant of our actions, and again, we will do a video section. Which means that yes, they are annoyed. So, new engineering research. Oh, this is a tricky one because I don't think the basic strike craft have been nerfed, and they are really good. But then we have the army damage as well, plus 5%. Basic strike craft, have to go for that one. Oh, yes, that I think one of our science ships may have just been destroyed.
Construction complete.
Let's see, more mining stations. So yes, we are definitely going to have to
Research complete.
start going through and reinforcing and researching because we are blocked in. We have too many people around us. So, oh yes, do go for survey speed, even though we are a bit boxed in. That will still help me go through and research all of these, especially when this ship gets back home and I can start hopefully start going down here. So I think do a science ship. So we have concluded our study of the Delta Menace, so we know much about them. They are pro-Val-Gavorians. Driven to terror by the cruelty of our actions, a handful of the aliens cooperated with us as we sought to translate their language. As a result, we now have considerable intelligence we are able to deploy against them. So, again, even though that is, like that one says considerable intelligence, we still get our intel set to 35. We've gained progress towards hydroponics farming, which is pretty much useless to us. But we have gained 20 influence.
Communications established with potentially softer life forms.
So these are a trade league, so they may be a megacorp, and they are egalitarian and fanatical spiritualist. So we do not care for your frivolous morality. And unpause. And do they not have orders? Though we do know that their technology level is superior to ours, and there we go, their empire just popped into existence. And we do know that their economy is superior to ours, and they have an animosity casus belli on us. So, I know. So we have a fourth science ship. Now this one I am going to spam through recruit, remove scientists because I do want, there we go, carefree anomaly research speed 35%. So if we set that one, and then we can basically send this one to go around, investigate that. Oh, and we've got some more volatile motes up here. So we may be boxed in, but this is also potentially being quite interesting little area where we might have some powerful little bits. Another anomaly. Anomaly? What on earth was that? Anomaly. So we've got quite a few of those around here to investigate, and honestly, because we are boxed in essentially east-west, we've only got a tiny bit up north, which I've manually sent science ships to go and investigate. I think once this is all done, I think I'm probably going to break down a couple of those ships. Oop, that one just popped back in. So if let me just double check. So that one is surveying up to here. That one is surveying those 3 areas, and that one is doing... Okay, so if I send you down here and start surveying this way, hopefully by the time we start moving down there, we'll have automatic survey exploration coming through, and that will be us sorted at least for the immediate future. And we have another unemployed population. So what did I say last time? I did say I want, or potentially a precinct house. So
accretion complete.
Why is my population not completely happy? Is it honestly just unemployment? Oh, if it's just unemployment, then you get another industrial district. Hey, you get an industrial district. You get an industrial district. Everyone gets an industrial district. So we have a tundra world up here, and like I said earlier, regardless of the actual habitability of that, like, we are technically from a savanna world, but because we are lithoids, we get a 50% boost to habitability. Pretty much any planet we find and discover is going to be like pretty habitable for us. When I was playtesting this, I did find a tomb world, and that was at 50% habitability, which was pretty much the least habitable world I could ever hope to find, because obviously that is pretty much 0% for anyone who's not from a tomb world, and plus 50% habitability for anything is, well, a 50% habitability for planets. So yep, 60% there, which I will probably keep an eye out for a better one, just because. Up this a bit.
System geology shut.
10. And while we're doing that, it's already reinforcing. I need to wait for a bit to be able to upgrade it, because I've been going through. Leave that, build mining stations. I've been researching items, but I haven't actually turned off the auto build ships, so they've been added to in the background quietly. So
innovation rollout.
Damn. Okay, 27 months to automatic surveying. I was hoping that one might be it, and honestly, even though it's absolute rubbish, we might as well just churn out hydroponics farming, because about the only thing that is really useful for us is either selling on the galactic market when it starts up, or doing whatever building it was that allowed us to turn it into energy. So we have our last tradition of the discovery tree, and we have our first ascension perk. So there are... Okay, I'm going to pause the game because I do not want things like that popping up in the middle of it. So I'm not sure if any of these had any like specific changes to them, but essentially your first ascension perk, technology ascendancy, research speed plus 10%, and rarer technologies now appear at 1.5 times the normal rate. So rare technologies are ones that come up in purple, so this basically increases their chances by a whopping 50% from 1% to 1.5%, but yeah, you pretty much always want that as your first ascension perk. You always want to make sure your technology research is faster, and there we go, we've gone from 27 months to 20 months. Okay. Are you kidding me? Exotic gases as well in our little corner of the world. I think the only thing here we're missing is Stro and dark matter and nanobots, but I think you can only get those from the L cluster, so you're going back down there once you're done. You are building hopefully the last mining station. Another population is being created and needs a job.
Anomaly found.
Yes, leave that anomaly. So we have a planet deficit of -9, so it might probably be worth creating a mining district. So that produces 11. Yeah, it's like, it feels a bit more cramped in here, but it also feels a lot more readable. So obviously you have like the option to terraform it, the features as in the blockers and the rare planetary features, we have the trade value, we have the production and the deficit, and that is just like the overall planetary view, I suppose you could say. So yeah, approval rating is pretty okay, it's just, yeah, I have no idea how to actually increase that. Oh well, it's nothing too major, it's not like I've got a crime syndicate on the home planet yet.
System geology charted.
You are finished up there. Okay, I did send you across there to do a few more things. Yeah, go on.
Situation log updated.
Let's do the survey habitable world
System
thing.
geology charted.
Okay, so we do have a archaeological site, so I may turn one of the scientists over to an archaeologist when we've got these bits done. So let's see if we can actually get anyone with the archaeology trait. No, we cannot. What we can do is get someone who has
Accretion complete.
spark of genius, which... Okay, my scientists here are only level 2, so yes, I will... Whoops. Wrong person. I wasn't scrolled all the way back up to that person. Because Spark of Genius does give plus 10% to research, which the more and more and more and more
System survey complete.
and higher I can push that research speed, the higher I'm going to want it.
Innovation rollout.
We have detected the presence of a pre-sapient alien species in the Corella system. Okay, that is... I didn't check to see what level they are. Machine age. Okay, so that could be something that we can make use of. Corvette hull points. I'll choose that as our next one. And just keep on progressing.
Rocket new tech.
Okay, remove the sprawling slums as we do have one extra job on the board. Leave that. Hydroponics is done. Yeah, planetary unification. Let's go for that. 4 months until automatic surveying is done. And we have our first couple of factions. Okay, 4 factions. That is the most I've seen pop up in one go. So we have the Cruel Purity Front, where declaring war against one or more xeno-empires will increase their approval of me. Council of Higher Learning wants me to basically keep pushing forward my research. The Whetstone Initiative basically wants me to start going to war. And then the Xeno Suffrage Watch. So basically they're slightly xenophilic. So they basically want us to have a passive study on native interference, disallow purging, allow refugees, be in a federation, and not to have aggressive first contact protocols. So that has a 5% approval rate, yeah, because I'm basically the complete opposite of them. 21% faction support, 7, I think, sorry buddy, but I'm gonna have to suppress you, because you are the opposite of what I want.
System survey complete.
Aren't I already a xenophobe? Yes, I'm xenophobe. Why would it say that I shift towards xenophobe when I already am? I can understand, like, fanatical xenophobe. Ooh, desert world. Okay, that might be one that I go for. Annoyingly, it's right next to one of my choke point areas, but well, we'll just have to see, because that does mean if anyone comes up through here, they will have to try and take the planet.
Construction complete.
And automatic exploration is done. So quickly pause that while we have a look at our new options. Colony development speed plus 50% is quite interesting. Research station. Yes, I think I will go for research station. Because we don't need that additional power quite yet, so that can be left, but I will set you to automatic exploration. You will finish that up, and I will replace you with an archaeologist scientist if I am able to. And you I will send over here for automatic exploration, and you will continue looking at all of the anomalies. So upgrade the fleet.
Accretion complete.
I do not like you guys. At least the Fallen Empire was up here. Yep.
System survey
At least you guys, I haven't seen you expanding. Doesn't necessarily mean you haven't, but I haven't seen you. And so equivalent technology, equivalent economy. This is okay. We will reach the next level in 110 days. So we know that they have one colony, so one planet. We know they have a diplomatic weight of 153.
ships upgraded.
What is ours? Ours is 185. We've got a little bit more information about where they're expanding into. So we need to be a bit careful of that. We really need to probably try and push forwards and survey that place. Yes. No, because that might allow us to take the Mandasuras, but it will leave us open. We will have 2 attack vectors from up here, so really we need to have that one and down here. So that might be a bit more tricky to try and accomplish. But speaking of that, I will expand up here, and as soon as that is available I will increase that starbase so it can actually potentially help properly defend us. So, yep, desert world, size 25. I'm not actually sure if planet size is overly that relevant anymore, but yeah, we will go for that one.
Anomaly found.
Another anomaly. Oh yes, I did, I have another envoy that I can send out to you to investigate.
System survey complete.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm going to send you up here. I'm going to tell you to survey these little bits, and if we can build in there and grab it, then we will do so. Okay, we still have a bit of a mineral deficit, so I will build another mining district there just to get things done. That crime, I do not like that crime.
System survey complete.
I build us some mining stations. I'm going to build us another
System
construction ship.
survey complete.
So what I really want to know is I've got two different types of colony ship, essentially. I've got your standard colony ship, which is 200 minerals, 200 alloys and 200 consumer goods to create, and takes 360 days. Or I have a lithoid meteorite, which requires 500 minerals, but takes 150 days to create. I don't...
Accretion complete.
like, it's... okay, the meteorite is twice the speed. It's like... I can't quite figure out why there's two of them. What's the downside? The only thing I can think of is that the meteorite like does what it does here in the planet, and you end up with buried lithoids that you then have to expend minerals to try and get out. That's the only thing I can think of. So it's cheaper, well, not even that, because it's 600 resources for a colony ship and 500 for a meteorite, and then plus obviously all of the work that you have to do to potentially unbury the lithoids if it works the way I think. So no, it's not it's not in any way better. So I don't know.
Anomaly found.
Yes, I know. Okay, if I send you over here, we have a different colony ship, which construction ship, which I can start sending around here to get all of these. Okay, and do we have
Anomaly found.
any
System
kind of
survey complete. System survey complete.
No, it doesn't look like we have any nebula or anything that we can potentially reinforce ourselves with. As that, again, going back to when I was playtesting this, my starting system ended up being inside a nebula, so you couldn't see into my home planet at all, which would have been very, very nice. Very, very nice for like setting up all, or like a bunch of military ships in there and going surprise when anyone tried to invade, because they would have just like not done anything. So I am going down, despite the fact that I've got a couple of worlds that I can colonize, I'm going down the supremacy tree because I think that's going to be more important. And seeing as we've offered it here with a few lesser choices, I'm going to go for the powered exoskeletons. Try and get few more minerals out per job, and wait on this screen as we
Anomaly found.
a couple of other research options which are going to be done soon.
Research complete.
Like that. Admin cap, yes. At when you have a default admin level of 50, adding 5% is not going to do too much, but it's going to help at least a little bit.
Accretion complete.
Size 12 Arctic world might be worth trying to go for. Ooh, okay, so there's things in there then.
Anomaly found.
Yes, I know. Okay, physics research. Let's go for that one. It will take a while, but so yeah, you can see here we are at our Empire sprawl now. 805 minerals, build a mining station.
System survey complete.
System survey complete, so yes, I can grab that one. So let's try and lock it down. So then we can. That looks like a dead end. And so we can potentially push up into. Ooh. 2 planets there. Okay, I'm glad I stumbled into that to have a look. And jobs and more jobs. I'm going for the precinct houses because that crime is going up too high for my liking.
Construction complete.
Oh jeez, I saw that pop in and I thought it was the Empire to the south, the Provalgavor one. I thought that was that one suddenly deciding, yeah, we're going to take this. We're going to snipe it from you.
System survey complete.
So you are still constructing all those mining stations. You're on automatic research. You're automatic surveying rather.
Anomaly found.
Yes, leave that, and you are still. Oh. Right. It would help if I didn't start you off with a level 10 anomaly. That would really help.
System geology charted.
But anyway. So see, I know exactly what psionics. Okay. I know exactly what icon I'm looking for, and it is none of those. So I could probably actually go back to the market and sell just a few of these, because honestly, I'm not really using them for much.
System survey complete.
So I can just go through, click on a few. Just wait a bit, make sure the price goes back up. Send you up here. And go back to here to try and... There we go, that's the icon I was looking for, archaeologist. Archaeology, excavation speed 25%.
Anomaly found.
Excuse you, what are you doing? Nope. No. You do not get to go there. You do not get to go there. You don't get to go there either. Oh well, if I snipe this, if I get this from them, then they will be stuck. They will be so stuck. No, speaking of that, I should probably... How many can I get? I can get an additional...
Geology charted.
I can get an additional 6 ships there.
Innovation rollout. Anomaly found.
And here, okay, yeah. Here, as we've gone over our Empire Sprawl, we can start to see that we have a tiny bit more time that we need to actually research things. So it does say like plus 0%, but they still are affected. So we go Corvette build speed. Jeez. Okay, they're sending 2 science ships, but that's not going to be enough because they don't seem to have a construction ship in tow, and I've almost researched all of these areas, so they are going to be
Accretion complete.
cut off soon if they are not careful. What have we got up here? Another Savannah World size 11. Maybe. So I really want to... Right, so if I'm going to have this as my choke point, my next one I would prefer it to be down here, because this is a fallen empire. They won't expand, they won't do anything, so I can be pretty safe leaving them there. So it's just a question of, are they going to move up there? Are they going to move up there? Is that I don't want to overextend myself too much. So as much as it looks like I'm trying to move around and grab all of this territory, I am trying to be a bit mindful of what I have, what I'm able to get. Okay, what's that? System survey complete. Okay, so can do that and go back to our lone archaeology site and see what we get there.
Construction complete.
Okay, construction complete. And let's just grab that final little area. Actually, you know what? I'm going to send you down here. I'm going to send you to survey these 2, just in case we might be able to grab those as well. Okay, new tech. Yeah, let's go for the improved deflectors. Yeah, we've only got 1 out of 6 star bases because I am trying to keep those at least a little bit held back until I know where I can explicitly and safely place them. Like, I would put one here, but because I'm expanding potentially down into here, I want to make sure that I've got whichever one I have that stretches furthest towards here is built up.
System survey complete.
But because this one is bordering on the Mandra... I made this empire and I can't even remember their names. The Mandasura.
System survey complete.
I want to say it's the Mandrasura, because when I created it, I did have like the Mandranga. I think that's how you pronounce it. Like plant in mind when I was naming them. But anyway, let's go back here. Upgrade that to a starport. That will take a year. A metric year, not an imperial year, as the Stellaris calendar only has 360 days, 12 months of 30 days each. Okay, so Arctic world, desert world, Savannah world, but yeah. Yes, I will go for you. You have dangerous wildlife. Lacking 112. What do you have? Noxious swamp, max mining districts +3.
Research complete.
Hot springs, max generated districts +1. Glacier, max mining districts. Okay, so that's seems pretty standard. Okay, double down on the ship build cost, and yes, I have just seen that we are technically going to be running low on energy. Now I can never remember. It's like you have either naval capacity or fleet capacity increase, and I can never remember which one it is, which one increases this number up here, but it is the naval capacity. So plus 30 will give me, well, another 1.5 full fleets essentially. But I will need to check this. Is this because we have a planetary deficit? No. So that looks like... yeah, basically it looks like we've just tipped over because of the star bases, but you know, never mind on that. I did say I was... yeah, I did say I was sending a scientist out. I picked the wrong one. Okay, well... 200 alloys. There we go. No, it's not cheating, that is a method that the game allows you. So there we go. Yeah, just give it the default name. I don't really mind. I don't tend to theme. So, yeah.
System survey complete.
Move that. Okay, so this one doesn't have anything interesting. In fact, like none of these over here like have any interesting resources. It's all where I spawned, which, okay, I do like that. I do like that. So, what do we know about you? You've got 4 planets and you
Research
have a
complete.
diplomatic weight of 507. And you look like you're going to be expanding down here, so that's going to be
System survey
a
complete.
slight aggravation to me, isn't it? So, and this one... do I want a shipyard? Do I want crew quarters? Yeah, if I do crew quarters, and when it ticks, there we go, 2 hangar bays to defend that one. Cyberx listening post, so we get another point towards the precursors and their investigation.
Situation log updated.
And this is really annoying because we have one rare technology that's appeared, but also one unique resource that has appeared. So we have the options for rare crystal mining, so unlocks the crystal mines, and that would allow us, where is it, to build a mining station to get these rare crystals. Or we could go for advanced corvette hulls and get another additional 100 corvette hull points. Or we could also go for improved strike craft. So I think I am going to go for the crystal mines, and as that is going to take 28 months, I think I am going to save and exit and leave it there for today. So to everyone who's either attended this or has decided to watch it back at a later date, thank you for your views. I hope this has been entertaining, and I'll see you again next time, I hope. Bye for now.